Everyone, I'm Rajeshwari, and on the third day of the presentation session, I'm dealing with the topic Gandhi and Fanon, uh, Divergent Paths of Decolonialism. This is my academic information and the table of content. So, first of all, in this presentation, I will give some basic information about Franz Fanon and Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. So Franz Fanon, he was coming from France, and his timeline was 1925 to 1961, and he himself was a psychologist and philosopher. So we can see the effect of as a psychiatric effect also shown in his works, and colonialism and racism. So in his many works, the context of race and colonial power, how it works, it's also shown in his works. And his major works are The Wretched of the Earth, Black Skin, White Masks are considered his prominent work in this field of post-colonial era, and the violence and decolonialization. So the idea of violence is his basic idea in his all works, and the influence his influence. So he was influenced many people after the in the post-colonial era to decolonize from the colonial people, and his legacies are the same way he was the considered as the very huge name in the post-colonial era. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, as we all know, known as Mahatma Gandhi, and he was born in Porbandar in 1869, and he himself was working during the Britishers when they are rule over the India, and his education and the non-violence resistance, the both the different idea with the Fanon and the Gandhi. So in Indian independence, the struggle of independence, his leadership is on the non-violent side, and he was against the violence. And the legacy, so Gandhi's legacy is significant both in India, and even as we all know, he was known as worldwide. When we are remember as non-violence at that time, the Gandhi should be there. So in this first paragraph, there is the given the what is the similarity of this both personalities. So as we can say, these two men are not world apart from each other in the outlook on their lives. So both grow up in the under rule of colonial power, and Fanon's French controlled Martiguin, and Gandhi in the British controlled India. As we all know, in India there is a British colonial power as a ruler, and the Franz Fanon, he was from France, but he was actively participated in Algerian this decolonized process. So there is the rule of France is over the Algeria, and he was a active person to give the freedom to the Algeria. So ultimately the different colonial powers are there, but the colonialism is there, and the both men recognize the need for the colonized peoples to reject the culture of their colonial masters and embrace their indigenous heritage. So this how they both have in the similar condition, but their reaction is itself a very difference, and we can say it's a vice versa reaction. So because the violence is and non-violence are very opposite with each other. So two anti-colonial figures, Mohandas Gandhi and Franz Fanon, are not worthy in that the integrated this complex and often fraught relationships between the decolonization, violence, and agency, and Gandhi's influence on India's national building, as well as if we are seeing the Algeria and the Africa, there is the influence of Franz Fanon over these countries, and we have under the influence of the Gandhi. During the independence struggle of India, there were the many other freedom fighters are also there. Those who are on the side of violence in India, but the still in the why the Gandhi is accepted worldwidely that we all know. And in the work The Wretched of the Earth, Franz Fanon, he himself told about a lot about the violence and the use of violence in the process of decolonialism. So Franz theory also makes a normative one. Violence is an important morally justifiable. If we all know, somehow the violence is not as justified act by anyone, but according to Fanon, it is morally justifiable and justifiable tool in achieving national liberation. This shifted the focuses on his argument from the determination to the agency of the front in the deliberation national. So during the in the time of the 1945, he was actively participated in this and political things. So he is one of the friend. He was involved in this the fight against the France, and his own influence on his. So we can say the idea of political things are also reflect in his works. And as I have said, the psychologies also reflect in his work. In this work, Franz Fanon, The Wretched of the Earth, there are 5 chapters, and in every chapter he was given some arguments to fight against this kind of things, against the decolonization system. And a number of scholars have made claims that in the work of Wolf Fanon uses this the term violence in way ranging from the most liberal to the most symbolic meaning. So as we all know, in his work, The Wretched of the Earth, the first chapter is named On Violence, and in this work, he was openly telling about the violence, and the word violence itself also comes in this work many times. So the first chapter is a very long chapter of this original one. So we can say the violence is he was saying about violence openly in his works also. So Franz Fanon, the instrument for decolonialization, the violence is the first step for him, and it's also mentioned in his work "Wretched of the Earth" as in the first chapter, and then is the spontaneity, and the other third, fourth chapter as also there is the given step by step. Things are also given, and in the first chapter he was telling deal with some psychological effect after this colonial rule over the both the colonizers and colonized people. And non-violence martiality. So if we are seeing in the context of the Gandhi, so he was against the violence and on the side of against the non-violence, and on the side of the non-violence. He was himself given the idea of satyagraha. So satyagraha, according to Gandhi, who originated a term, means the force which is born of the truth and love of non-violence. It involves the belief that the self-suffering is the only true and effective means to securing lasting reform and triumph over the opponent. So we all know about the satyagrahas. There is the act of doing some kind of reaction, but not the violence. And here the Gandhi himself explained in his that is the second paragraph. It's in his in original words by Mohandas Gandhi. So Gandhi used the martiality, but in a non-violence manner. And here are this some non-violence movements are the. This is not all list down is not here, but this is some the major events are happening in the non-violence movements are happening in India during British rule. So non-violence. if globally youth must be powered to be resilient to the violence, if we are saying the how we evoke people to take the side of non-violence, not the violence. So it is, I have found one article from the UNESCO website. So here is the given: to educate the young generation in a way so they are believe in non-violence instead of violence. So the education system, it's takes a very vital role in this type of the building up the youths. So and they teach them the humanity as the whole thing. So we can say the answer is also comes from the humanity itself. And here is the one sentence that is for Mahatma Gandhi from the Secretary General U and Than said. So he was told something for the Gandhi. So the ideas of Mahatma Gandhi have profoundly influenced movement in other parts of the world, including the civil rights movement in the US, and his philosophy, the meaning of significant beyond the confines of his country or of his time. So it is the original quotation by the given to the Gandhi, as we can say in the favor of the Gandhi. So if we all know, if we are saying, so if we are take the side of the Fanon, so itself it's a problematic side to the take side of violence. And here the this is from the Amritya Sen. He was the scholar and a Nobel laureate from the Anglo-Indian himself, and got a Nobel prize in the his works in the economics. So he himself told, so we all have the colonial rule over it, but at that time we in during in our society many changes are come. So during the colonial power, British power, there are the at that time Raja Ram Mohan Rai is there, Swami Vivekanand is there. Those they are studying in this British education system, and done some significant changes in the society. In the Raja Ram Mohan Rai, the Sati Pratha is there, child marriages is there. At that time, he was give the contribution to remove this type of bad rituals and bad things from the society. And we can say that the railway is from the Britishers that we have in India. Now we have the very long route of the railway lines in comparison of the other countries. So we can say some positive things are also happening, and we all know some bad aspects are also from there, but we don't have need to forget this positive thing. If we are seeing the different and diverse type of decolonial system, at that time we can say the finance idea, if we are applied finance idea, at that time what happened, we have the throughout the everything, if it is good or if it is bad. But the idea of the non-violence and that India has take the side. So we are try to grasp the positive things from the colonial people and the Britishers in our India to grow up in a very positive manner for the further democracy. So if we can say the idea of Fanon and the Gandhi are the verses. So despite these similarities, Fanon and Gandhi arrived at very different conclusions when pondering the paths of independence for the colonized people of the world. Their differences center not just on the effectiveness of violence versus non-violence in decolonialization. If we are seeing, as the finance says, they are the out persons, those who are come in our country and rule over it. At that time, if we are seeing in the America, those American people are things, the black people are not the originally from our country, but we can say the white people are itself not the originally from the America. The red Indians, or also it's called the Native Americans, are those who are the tribal, they are the original right of this the overland. So in this way, the everyone is the colonizers, we can say. In if we are seeing in the context of India, there is the at the south side we have Dravidian people, and if we are saying in the north side, so there is some Aryan peoples are there, those who are not originally from India but comes to the India and take the land of the other people, and now they are in the south side of India. So in a way, the all people are colonized people. If we are seeing each other as the colonized, so everyone is beating each other in the for the sake of you colonized us, you colonized us. So if we are saying some ancientors of the we can say, if I have killed them because they have make some violence on our ancientors, or we can say, so the ultimate answer is the non-violence. We can say if we are getting something from the path of non-violence, at that time we can say it is the solution for this all bad practices. uh, in conclusion, in modern times, non-violence methods have been a powerful tool for social protest and revolutionary social and political changes. If we want some changes at that time, the non-violence is the best tool to protest anything. Okay. Thank you. And this is my references that I have taken. Now I'm up for question answer.
So, Rajeshwari, but my question is that how did the Gandhi and Fanon have different ideas about ending colonial rule, and what reasons they led them to choose separate paths in fighting against colonial oppression? As Gandhi uses non-violence and Fanon more focuses on this non-violence. That's so. It's
Nice question, Trushali. How did Gandhi and Fanon have the different ideas to overcome this the same situation of the colonialism? So we can say the Gandhi is, if we are saying everyone's personal life, so everyone's is influenced personally. It is very different thing. If the same thing is happening with you and me, so maybe the reaction is different both of us. So in the same way, their political influence, the Fanon is influenced by whom, and the Gandhi is influenced by whom, their early life and their personal beliefs are plays the vital roles of their the side, what they are taken, the side of the violence or the non-violence.
So, Rajeshwari, as you say in your presentation, did the strategies or idea of Gandhi and Fanon evolve over time, or just stay put in that time when it happened?
So, if the strategy and those who have done, it is according to time. If there is those, those who are in power, if they are the side of non-violence, at that time the Gandhi is celebrated a lot, and if those who are in power, if they don't like the idea of non-violence, at that time maybe the Fanon is celebrated a lot. So after the time to time, the things and the people who are changing their mindset, self mindset, so the things are dependent on the time, what is happening and what is not happening. Thank you.